Where in Loki's name has Seka been? And why hasn't she posted any videos? Is what many of you have been asking me over the last few months, and I'll tell you why. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Broom Closet. This is Seka here, and I've been desperately trying to organize some kind of video to put out. I have so much to share with you, and I have a million ideas running through my brain, and I haven't even had the time to sit down and make a list of all of them. I wanted to make sure I connected with each and every one of you. I know there's been a lot of changes on YouTube for subscribers and people's life paths, and I can't wait to share everything with you. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my Iceland adventure. I was there for 10 days and it was awesome. So if you want to skip my rambling and go to the end, I will have a video there of all the small video clips that I tried to take along the way. If anyone wants to see Iceland pictures, let me know in the comments and I can link that also. One of the first questions we got is, why did you pick Iceland? And that's because it was affordable. It was a really cheap ticket out of LAX. Round trip for both of us cost under $300. You do have to pay for any carry-on bags or any check bags. However, we both used one check bag and were able to fit all of our things, including cold weather gear and rain gear and camera gear. So it is doable. That was the first reason. This was the first international trip that I had ever taken with my partner Aaron, and it was either going to make us or break us. We were going to either kill each other or come out stronger. So we did not kill each other. However, it taught me a lot about letting go of control and breathing and just trusting that it's all going to work out. There was little to no stress in actually getting there. The only problem was, once we got there, we didn't know who we were supposed to be looking for as far as the shuttle that was going to pick us up and bring us to our rented van that we were going to be staying in for the next 10 days. We didn't know who to look for. We couldn't see the name of the company on any of the signs that people were holding. So for about 45 minutes, we were like, what do we do? We sent some emails and we asked some very kind Icelandic desk clerks if they could help us out, and we were able to find where we needed to go. After that, we were able to see a little bit of the Golden Circle, and then we camped out at probably the most beautiful campsite I've ever been to. It was free, and there were sheep. I will tell you now that the sheep were my favorite part of the whole trip. They were adorable. The van we rented had a little heater, it had a bed, it had a cooler, and a jug of water, and it was really comfortable. Some kind of Volvo Caddy, I believe it was called. Aaron did most of the driving. We went counterclockwise around the country, around the island, and stopping off into the western fjords on our route. That was probably my favorite area. The Icelandic people are very kind and helpful. They are used to tourists, so helping you get to your next destination or pointing you the right direction of hotels, hostels, campsites, restaurants, they got your back. One of the biggest, deepest feelings that I got while I was in Iceland was how small I really was, and the feeling of melancholy was everywhere just because the vastness and the desolate lava fields and the mountains, everything is so grand and ancient and old, and it was just very solemn. Aaron and I barely talked while we were driving. We were just kind of in awe of our landscape that was surrounding us. Everything was so primal and raw, and it was stunning. It was very beautiful. There were long stretches where we didn't see another car, we didn't see houses. I did my best to research pagan locations that I could check out, or meetup groups or different metaphysical shops, and I was kind of disappointed because I really had a hard time finding these things. I know it's making a comeback there. I know they are building a pagan temple close to Reykjavik, where the capital is. However, I wasn't able to find a whole lot. I know one of my big things on the trip that I wanted to see was the Icelandic Museum of Witchcraft and Sorcery. And this was the big thing on the map that I wanted to see. However, the whole northern area of Iceland at the time was getting hit with a snowstorm, and they do not plow their roads very well, so we were in our little Volkswagen and I was already nervous enough, so the more north that we were to go, I didn't feel like it was safe, so I trusted my gut and we skipped it, unfortunately. One of the coolest things we did see was probably Leif Erikson's house. He is the explorer, known to many, and credited with discovering America through Greenland, and this longhouse is located toward the western part of the country. The Icelandic people were really helpful. I know they're used to tours, so they're able to point you in the right direction. There were 2 or 3 people that we did meet that just stuck out in my mind. The first was named Jan, and he owns a shop in Hup, H-O-F-N, Hoffen, Hup, where he creates different jewelry out of fossils. He has a huge stone gem fossil antler collection. He loves to carve and just make beautiful works of art from these things. He was probably my favorite person that I had met there. He really stuck out in my mind, and I just thought about him the rest of the trip. He is so well loved and received by all his visitors, and he really takes the time to sit and talk with you and show you his passion. And you can see throughout his whole store he has fan mail from different parts of the world, and people write to him just saying how much that they had touched their lives. Ooh, the sun is coming out. My lighting is changing. Another gentleman we met was named Norbert, and we met him on the Western Peninsula. He was from North Germany, and he had been there for 6 months, and we just started talking to him, and he gave us really great advice on places to go. That was his second time there. He had been there earlier in the 80s, and he said it was just absolutely totally different back then. And finally, we met George at Kaldi, the Kaldi Cafe, Kaldi Bar in Reykjavik, and George was the coolest. We got to sit and talk with him for a long time. He is the owner of the Kaldi Bar, and a gin guru. He was just like a magician, pulling his ingredients and concocting the most beautiful thing I've ever tasted. So I have to say that I was really touched by these particular people, and I have to just say how hardworking and gnarly and hardcore that you have to be to live and make a living in Iceland. That is amazing. You guys are strong as hell. And while we were away, I decided to pop the question to my boyfriend. Yes, I was very nervous. Yes, I cried. Yes, there were sheep. I just know that life is really short, and the word boyfriend didn't really encompass what Aaron is to me. So I decided, I gave it a lot of thought, and I talked to a few people, and I know it was the right choice. I was going to wait till the end of the trip because secretly I was hoping that he would ask me. But about halfway through the trip, exactly halfway through the trip, it was October 1st, I decided to ask him because I was so nervous and I felt like I was not enjoying our trip because I kept thinking about it. And you know what the crazy thing is? He said yes. And you know what the other crazy thing is? A month later, November 1st, we decided to get married. It was a really small service, more of an elopement than anything. We had about 9-10 people there, and it was perfect. So I hope you understand, and I hope you forgive me for not being as accessible on YouTube as I used to be. I really hope that I start to have more time to do this, to do videos for you. This first video, I hope you enjoyed. The clips of Iceland are coming up next, so stay tuned and watch those. So thank you everyone for joining me. I hope to see you again soon. Many blessings.